morning to you. So welcome to Pilates. This is the 45-minute class and my name is Felicia. I have a different mic on me today, so if you do hear a little bit of interference with my, my top brushing against the mic, that's perfectly normal, okay? So let's get started with feet just hip-width apart, just starting to have your hands relaxed by the side of your hips. Then maybe if you like to close your eyes, if you find that uncomfortable, just soften your eye gaze down towards the ground. But try not to bow forward with the chin. Sometimes I realize that if you actually have your eyes open and look down, there's a natural tendency to just bow forward. So instead of doing that, just make sure that you're pushing the back of your skull on an imaginary wall that you're leaning against behind you, okay? Then starting to just notice that breath in through your nose and that exhale out through your mouth. So I always like to start the class off by creating a sense of awareness, whether it's you sensing the ground with your feet or just sensing your surroundings, or maybe just trying to quiet your mind. Whatever being present means to you, just allow that to just transcend into your body, into your mind right now. Just noticing that breath in through your nose, that exhale out through your mouth. The next time you inhale, blink your eyes open. If they're closed, sweep your arms all the way up. Then as you exhale, side bend to your right, starting to reach your left arm towards the right side of the room, just allowing that left rib cage to pry open like a fan. Then as you inhale, arms all the way up. I want you to reach up nice and tall, so don't be sloppy with this, all right? Then as you exhale, side bend towards your left, just reaching as much as you can, just allowing that right rib cage to pry open. Next time you inhale, both arms up. As you exhale, hands behind you. I'm going to turn around, you don't have to. Just starting to interlace all 10 fingers, pushing your knuckles down, heels of your palms towards each other, allowing the chest to open, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Breathe well. Nice and easy. So I'm assuming that everyone's in a pretty good mood today because of the announcement that we can dine outside from different households in a group of 5. That made me really happy. So starting to just breathe, the exhale again out through your mouth. Next time you inhale, arms all the way up. Then starting to have your hands by the side of your hips. Now, feet hip-width apart. I'm just going to face side profile. You don't have to again. You can always face me. Please come down into a gentle squat. So it doesn't have to be too low. Just come down to a gentle squat. So from front, it looks like this. Make sure feet is not too wide, but they're not together as well. Shoulders melting away from your ears. And at the same time, you want to scoop your tailbone under and hug your belly in, okay? From here, we're going to lean forward slightly, sticking our bum back, but make sure you're not arcing the spine. You're still keeping the spine nice and flat. Arms are parallel to the ground, reaching fingers forward energetically. Now we're going to start to work a little bit on the arms right now. So sweep the left arm back, then switch. Then switch again. So if you notice from side profile, I am just moving my arms. I'm not doing something like this just yet, okay? We'll create a little bit more momentum as we move along to create a little bit more heat. But at this point of time, just focusing on the arm, maybe trying to see whether you can lift them to a point where they are kind of parallel to the ground. So you want to just move intentionally, yet at the same time, keeping a firm foundation through your entire core, which means that you're hugging your belly in, just tucking that tailbone under just slightly more, almost like you have a tail, and you're trying to bring it in between your thighs to the front. That's it. Keep going, nice and easy. Right hand forward, then left hand. You got 2 more times here. Last one. Hold it. Stay here. So left fingers forward, right hand back. This time, add a little bit of a bounce. So you're going to go down and up, down and up. That's it. Every time either arm comes forward, you're slightly lifted, but I don't want you to go too fast if your knees are hurting. In fact, if your knees are hurting quite a bit as you bounce right now, very softly, just come into stillness just like before and just swing the arms, just creating a little bit more mobility through the shoulders. Are we still breathing? Yeah, I hope we are, okay? There's no such thing as I must inhale on the way up or down. The only wrong breathing in Pilates, I would say, is when you hold your breath. So at all times, see whether you can actually, first and foremost, keep breathing. And if available, if you have resources, all right, Just focusing on whether you can actually keep your breath really rhythmic, that actually creates the tone and the speed of your workout today. Can you start to notice the burn that's coming through your thighs, especially if you're bouncing a little bit up and down? Yeah? You got 4, you got 3, that's it. Just to create a little bit more heat. 2 more times. Next one, both hands reaching forward, sink down into a deep squat. Take 1 more breath in here, then as you exhale, slowly rise up. Take your feet wide, this time leaning your spine on an imaginary wall. So imagine I have a wall behind me. I'm leaning my shoulders and my hips back instead of doing this, all right? Quite often when I notice how people do squats, they tend to just bow forward without really bending their knees and just do this. So they are just hinging through the hips. That's not what I want. I want the thighs to work, but still at the same time, keeping it relatively stable. So watching that your knees are pointing outwards towards your middle toe, leaning your shoulders back, same time, belly in, tuck the tail under. So the hips and the shoulders, the back of the skull, is seemingly leaning against a wall behind you, okay? Now if your knees are hurting because something happened, you had an injury, you had a surgery, remember you can always lean against a wall. I'm not going to lean on this wall because it's not actually that solid, but just imagine you're just leaning there and you're just staying still. No need to go up and down at all. Just creating a little bit more push into the wall behind you to support you, so there's less load on your knees. Makes sense, right? Okay, so either ways you want to go for, just come with me. If you're doing unsupported without leaning against the wall, just gently sink down, bring it up. Notice that my knees are still relatively bent on the way up, so I'm not straightening completely because sometimes that actually locks the knees, which is not super good for the joints. So find your breath again. That inhale and that exhale. That's it. Keep going. Just softly melting shoulders away from your ears, just hugging everything in towards the midline. So this creates a little bit more engagement in the core. So the terms that I'm using sometimes may not make sense to you, and that's because we've moved on to a rather intermediate phase of Pilates. So I started this entire video for the past few months, starting with basic Pilates first. If you find that you can't understand what it means to engage the core, or maybe what 3-foot centers are, or maybe hip width apart, you know, terms like that, then please watch the earlier videos, possibly about 3 to 4 months back, okay? So it will say basic Pilates instead of just Pilates. Keep going, starting to sink a little bit lower, then halfway up. Noticing that the knees are not rocking forward, okay? The knees are going outward, so you feel a stretch through your inner thighs as well. You got 2 more times here, just 2 more only. That's it. The next time you sink down, I'd like you to stay down and hold it there. That's it. Shoulders away from your ears. Heart is open. You're not bowing forward. Thighs are burning. Yes, you're pressing more on the outside of your feet where your pinky toes are. 1 more breath in here. Then as you exhale, slowly rise up. Heel toe your way in, standing up nice and tall. Take a deep, long, succulent breath in here. Then hands by the side. 1 more breath in here. Sweeping arms up. Then as you exhale, hands by the side. Chin towards your chest. Slowly allow yourself to peel your spine off a wall. This is a Pilates roll down. No need to touch the ground. Then as you rise up, stacking your spine bones gradually. Keep going. Take an inhale, the exhale again, peeling that spine from the back of the skull first, then the upper spine, mid-spine, lower spine off an imaginary wall, then slowly rising up. Just be mindful, I need the back of the neck to be nice and long, especially when you bow forward. Almost as if the crown of the head is weighted, and just allowing that weight to pull the crown of the head down, softening knees as much as you need, then slowly rising up. This is a basic Pilates move, which is called roll downs. Sweep the arms up as you inhale again. This time, bend the right elbow. Use your left hand to grab onto the top part of your elbow. Can you push the back of your skull against your arm so that if I look at you, I can actually see your neck instead of you covering your neck with your chin. So I need that big expansion through your heart. At the same time, engage the core. So don't bloat your belly forward completely. Try to see whether you can hug your ribs in a little bit more. 1 more breath in here. Slowly release. We're going to change sides. Extend left arm up. Bend the left elbow, right fingers, grabbing onto the elbow. Just sending your head back against your arm so that your neck is visible if I'm looking at you from the front. Okay? So something like this. Take one more breath in here, then slowly release. Hands by the side, shoulder roll all the way back. Great work. Shoulder roll forward, big circles, then really shake it up. Okay, today we're going to start off with a little bit of standing Pilates work. I have with me a chair by the top of my mat. If you'd like to grab a chair to where your mat is right now, please go ahead right now. And I'll just talk you through in the next few moments if some of you are grabbing a chair. Now notice my chair is a high chair. You can always grab onto a low chair. If it is a low chair, then turn the backing of the chair towards you. So it's pretty much the same height as the seat, okay, of my high chair. Okay, so I'm going to repeat again. If you have a lower chair, make sure you turn the backing of the chair towards you so that it's around this height, whereas it can be slightly higher than your hips. That's completely fine. Okay, once you're there, then just stepping to the edge of the mat where the chair is, hands are lightly pressing onto either the back of the chair if it's a low chair or the seat if you have a high chair. Now about 2 feet away from the base of the chair itself, make sure you're not leaning your whole weight because if it slides away from you, you fall flat on your face, right? Okay, so I always want you to make sure that you're keeping most of your weight over your feet instead of your palms. So sticking your bum back, lengthening your spine. Remember when we did this, I asked you to stick your bum back, lengthen your spine. It's the same concept here, okay? So feet hip width apart, hands gently gracing the chair itself. Then starting to lean forward slightly, sticking bum back, but sending the crown of the head forward 45 degrees. We're going to work into your right leg first, which means left leg, tiptoes back. Why do I say that? It's because the supporting leg, which is the right leg, is going to do most of the work, even though it's not moving. Okay? Now square your hips so it's pointing towards the chair instead of out towards the side. So I really want you to focus on pulling the left hip forward, right hip back so it's nice and squared. Be on your left tiptoes. Then you're going to lift and squeeze the left bum to lift the left leg up. Gently tap the left leg down. Now starting to notice my cues. I'm not just asking you to lift the left leg, I'm asking you to squeeze your left bum because the process of squeezing the muscles in your glute will shorten the muscles behind the thigh, hence lifting the leg up. So I want you to focus on squeezing your bum so it does actually work your hamstring as well. Right knee you would notice is slightly soft, slightly bent, so you're starting to feel the burn through your right thigh as well. Keep going, that's it. So it's not a big movement. Notice what happens when I do it big. If I lift the left leg too high, I will arc my lower spine too much, alright? So that's hyperextension. I just want you to float the left leg up and down. Now regulars who are in for a stronger class today, you don't want to allow the left toes to touch the mat. So bring it up, then come down, hover above the mat, squeeze bum again, lift up, hover above the mat. Just a couple more here. Maybe if you'd like to feel a little bit more graceful perhaps, alright? Lengthen the leg by pointing the left toes back energetically, almost like you're trying to curl the base of your foot, squeezing and tensing the muscles in the base of your foot. That's it. You got 2 more times here. Remember, no arc in the lower spine, at least not too much. Last one, lift up, hold it there. Now, wherever your highest is your highest. You're going to curl your heel to your bum. Ow, that's it. Then straighten. Foot is still floating off the mat. Curl your heel to your bum. So this is the rule of thumb, okay? Your thigh is not going to point down towards the ground at any point of time. So not this. Can you see? So not this. But rather keep the thigh relatively still. Curl your heel to your bum. Starting to engage and contract through your hamstring, your bum. Your lower back is working hard as well because it's holding everything quite stable. You got 3 more here. I know. Is your right leg burning quite a bit? It should be, right? Last 2. Now 1 more time here, curling in. Then bring it down, step forward, rise up. Oh boy, shake it out. So your right thigh should have been feeling a little bit more, what I would say quite sore. So this time we're going to work onto the left leg. Feet hip width apart, lean forward 45 degrees, lengthen through your spine, hands are light onto the chair itself. Stick the right tiptoes back, touching the ground perhaps. Then you're going to squeeze the bum to lift the leg up and down. That's it. Now make sure that the hips are level. So again, pull the right hip forward, pull the left hip back. So you're facing your hips squarely towards top of the mat where the chair is, instead of facing your hips towards the right. Okay? Now softly bend through the left knee, just very gently. So you create foundation. Not just that, but you're also going to work into your left thigh, especially the quads. It's almost like a gentle half squat. Keep going, friends who want a stronger class, remember, don't touch the mat with your right tiptoes. Just squeezing bum, that's it, and releasing slightly. Keep going like this, floating the leg off the mat, hovering above the mat as you settle the leg down. Keep going, breathe. Nice. If you want to, curl the base of your foot, ballerina's foot, just pointing the left toes energetically towards the back of the mat. 2 more times here. That's it. Last one, you're going to stay up, hold it there. Keep your thigh where it is, curl the heel to your bum, then straighten. That's it. Great work. Please keep going, okay? Nice. So I do recommend using a chair instead of the wall, because if it's a wall, then of course my head will be hitting the wall already. You can't fully lengthen your spine. Some of you using the wall, you might find that you're arcing your spine because you have no choice but to hold on like that. Yeah. So again, I do recommend something that allows you to propel the crown of the head as much as you want forward, so that you find a little bit more space in your lower back. 2 more times, curling in, that's it. Last one, curl in, straighten, step down to the ground, shake it out. Take a deep breath in here as you exhale, hands by the side. 1 more breath in through your nose, then chin towards chest, super slow with your Pilates roll down. So you want to feel into those muscles, lengthening, especially in your lower back. Then slowly rising up. So I use this Pilates roll down as a counter stretch simply because some of you may have been kind of contracting your lower spine, just creating that tension. So you want to kind of like round and scoop your belly in, so the spine at the lower back is a little bit more lengthened out, especially on the back part. Slowly rising up, bone by bone. That's it. 1 more time, shall we? Take an inhale through your nose, the exhale, chin towards chest, just rolling down, bone by bone, creating mobility, articulating the spine, then slowly rising up. That's it. From here, press the palms down, look towards your right, chin down, semicircle to your left. That's it. Chin down again, semicircle to your right. 2 more times. Nicely done. 1 more here. Great work. Looking forward, breathe well. Okay, this time round, we're going to start to have our hands on the chair again, stepping side by side, so hips are pointing towards the long side of the mat. Now come onto your whatever foot that's closer towards this chair, okay? So it's my right foot, could be your left. So I'm going to talk about inside and outside leg. Inside leg means the leg that's closer to the chair. Outside leg is the one away from the chair, okay? Inside, outside. Step onto your inside foot, come onto tiptoes on the outside leg. The reason why I do this is because some of you might be on opposite directions, so I don't want to confuse you, okay? Then lifting the outside knee, just right in front of the hips, stand up tall, that's it. You're going to rainbow circle, tap down, come forward, tap in front of you again. Keep going, simply just move like this. So just to make things quite simple, the supporting leg, the inside leg, will always be on the ground. Today, right now at least, we're moving the outside leg. That's it. So just allowing that knee to semicircle. Now you don't want the hips to turn like this, okay? I want the hips to always face forward. So your outside hand is really important because that thumb behind the hip is going to just keep that check that the hips are very still as you open up the knee towards the side, then tap down again. You got 4 more here. Tap to the front. That's it. 3 more here. Good work. Tap to the front. Last 2. Breathe well. Nicely done. Last one here. Great work. This time, step down first, gently, then point the toes to the side, outside leg, tiptoes, all right? Now, lean forward, like lean to the side slightly, but very slightly, not all the way down. And I want the hand to be gentle. You're not placing too much weight on the back of the chair. You're lifting the leg up from the side, bring it down. Okay, that's it. So when I say lean towards the side, I don't want you to have your elbows resting down because that's being lazy, yeah? So I still want you to feel an energetic movement of, I would say, reaching the crown of the head 45 degrees up towards the ceiling. And this just allows you to lift the leg a little higher. That's all, okay? Because if you were to stand upright, you would notice that it's hard to lift the leg. So I want you to feel a little bit more lift by leading towards the side. Just lifting that outside leg up and down, maybe not touching the mat if you can. Just working the outer thigh, which is your abductors. Keep going. Don't expect to lift the leg too high, okay? Nice. Last one, hold it up, point the toes, small circles in any direction. It is not an ankle rotation. The stir comes through the thigh bone, and it's not easy. I'm already struggling here. Change direction in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee in. Knee above, right in front of the hip, stand up tall again. Now point the toes diagonally down. Tap the ground, semicircle to the side. That's it. Semicircle forward again, then to the side. This is not easy again, so I'm going to give you only about 5 more here. Last 5. That's it. 4 more. Great. Keep the leg as straight as possible. 3 more here. Nice. Last 2. Oh boy. Last 1. And release, step it down. Did you feel that? Okay, both legs working pretty hard, but perhaps the inside leg working a little bit more. Yes? I'm gonna take the chair over to the other end of the mat. You don't have to. If you know how to kind of work on your own without looking at me, you can listen to my cues, that's all. Okay? Then all you need to do is to just turn around. Then you have switched legs already. Alright? But just to be sure that I can actually face towards the screen, because it feels weird if I'm teaching with my back to you. I'm going to place it to the other side of the mat. Okay? So inside leg, this one. Outside leg, this one. Inside hand onto the chair. Outside hand onto the hips. Starting to stand onto your inside foot. You're going to make sure this foot is grounded in, which is the other leg, whatever it is, okay? So we're going to take the outside knee in front of the hip, hold it here. Ready to rainbow out to the side? Let's go. Rainbow, tap down onto the mat, come forward in front of your knee, in front of your hip, tap down. That's it. Keep going like this. So again, you can actually hover above the mat if you find that you do not need to touch the mat or the ground to find support. This hand, which is the inside hand, remember, again, it's super, super light on the chair. You're not leaning your entire weight onto the chair itself. That's it. Breathe well. Again, I recommend a chair because the next movement, you have to kind of tip your head towards the side, right? So if you're holding onto the wall, there's no way you can actually lean through the wall. You got 3 more here. So this side should feel achy at the beginning because this leg has worked pretty hard. Last one, and it's normal to feel that way, okay? Now, come forward. This time, tiptoe on the outside leg. Ready, onto the side, hands on the hips. Let's get the leg up. Tap it down. Oops, sorry guys. Lean towards the side first. Bring it up and down. Soften the supporting knee if you need to. So typically for the leg that's moving, I like to point my toes because that kind of creates that length in the leg. And it also reminds me to make it energetic. I notice that if I don't actually point my toes, right, my knees will actually generally bend and I tend to swing and create momentum instead of controlling the movement up and down. Okay? So inside hand again, super light on the back of the chair if you have a low chair, or on the seat if you have a high chair like mine. So this is like a bar stool or bar chair instead because it has a backing. Keep going. Lifting the leg up, bring it down. Nicely done. You got 3 more here. Great work. Last 2. 1 and hold to any height, then small circles. I'll keep it short to the point so that we don't actually have to hold on for too long because I know how this feels like. Change direction in 8, 7, 6. Remember, it's not an ankle rotation, all right? 3, 2, 1, step it in. This time, lift the outside knee in front of the hip again, then straighten the leg, point the toes down, okay? Ready? Rainbow to the side. You can tap on the ground or not, then come forward, okay? Then get ready. You got 5 more from now. Here it is. Try to see whether you can actually execute this with a little bit more grace, a little bit more control, a little bit more of a beautiful rainbow shape instead of like a very small, tiny N shape. You got 3 more, guys. So close. That's it. Last 2. Oh boy. Last one. Take it out towards the side. Then bring it in. gracefully step down, shake it out. Today's workout is crazy on the legs. We have no more of the chair, no more of standing Pilates work, so I'm going to leave it one side and I'm going to come back on, okay? So take a deep breath again here. And as you exhale, hands by the side, chin towards chest. The next time you exhale, slowly peel yourself off that imaginary wall. And slowly rising up. Great work. Okay, just to make sure the legs have a little bit of a stretch, alright? You can either still use the chair, shouldn't have brought it away, or use the wall if you need to, or no support at all. Curl your right heel to your bum, just like this. If not, support yourself on the wall. Now, side profile, okay? As I curl my heel up, some of you might have your knee in front of the standing knee. Can you pull the kneecap back? So really pull the kneecap back. You might even need to bend your elbow behind. Then start to stand up tall, pushing the hips forward slightly. Don't overdo it. So you can actually feel the front of your thigh, your hip flexors, your psoas. Okay, with or without support, that leg that you're holding on to, figure of 4. So you're going to take the leg, swing it across the standing knee. Then with or without support, you can hold onto a chair, by the way, or the wall, okay? Flex the top foot, then sink your bum down and back. It's not this, okay? So notice if you're doing this, the standing knee shouldn't be straight, should bend it. So use the chair if you need support. So this creates a little bit more stretch in the outer side of your thigh. If your hips feels a bit wobbly, funky today, or if there's a sharp pain when you do this, of course, then don't do it. Slowly rise up. Change sides. You're going to take your left heel up, quad stretch, pulling the knee back. Sitting up nice and tall first, then pushing the hips forward slightly, your pelvic bones. That's it. So if you're doing unsupported, my advice or a tip that I've learned is that always look at something that's not moving, possibly not your screen, because I'll be moving and that might actually distract you and throw you off balance. Take the same leg across the standing knee. You're going to sink it down low into a figure of 4 squat. So sink hips down and back. The top foot can flex if you find that the ankle feels a bit wobbly and you want to stabilize the ankle itself. Okay? Are you breathing? This feels good, right? Because we are kind of lengthening the muscles that we just shortened. Okay, rise up, shake it out. Well done, guys. Okay, this time facing to the top of the mat. Take an inhale, arms up. Stand to the back of the mat first, all right? Facing to the top. Exhale, hands by the side. Take a breath in through your nose as you exhale. Chin towards chest. This time when you roll down, I want the palms to plant flat onto the mat in front of your feet. Walk your hands forward into a plank position. Now stay here in plank position, shifting shoulders over your wrist. Option 1, which is where most of ours will be, it's a plank that is on your feet. If you find that for today, not feeling 100%, please drop your knees down. Always listen to your body. If it always has to be level 3, even when you're really tired, then guess what? You're not actually working with compassion to yourself. You're just working with your egos, and too much of stroking your egos, not so good, yeah. So I'm going to do the easier option in case anyone needs this option. If not, my friends who want a harder option, be on your toes with your knees off the mat, okay? Friends who are on your knees, have your knees towards each other. Press your right palm onto the ground, everybody, then side plank facing the left side. So if you're on your knees, the left knee is stacking over the right knee. Can you try to open up the hips instead of bowing forward like this? So fully open up through your chest and your hips so that you're facing towards the long side of the mat on the left. So if you're on your feet, you will have staggered feet like this. Same thing, stacking left hip over right, expanding hard towards the side of the mat. As you exhale, palm back down, plank position on your toes or on your knees, okay? Ready? Face towards your right. Starting to reach the right fingers up towards the sky. Can you energize through your bottom left hip to lift it away from the mat just slightly more? Almost like you're trying to rainbow the spine itself. Take another breath in here. Then as you exhale, palm down, back into a plank position. This time, everybody drop the knees down, then slowly allow the hips to come down, bend the elbows. Now you're coming onto an elbow or your forearm. elbow underneath your shoulders, just expanding through your heart. Okay? Take a few moments here first. Then when you're ready, point your fingers outwards so you're touching the sharp edge of your mat. Yeah. You're going to press into your palms, lift your elbows up, squeeze your bum. If your legs are spread out quite wide like this, right? Can I ask you to come down to your elbows, have your feet closer towards each other first, then lifting your elbows off so you can actually feel that nice big squeeze in your bum. Take a breath in here. Slowly, slowly melt your belly button down, elbow to press down. Now from here, I'd like you to stack one palm over the other like what I've done. Then you allow your forehead to rest on the back of the palm itself. Okay? Now I'm going to keep the forehead touching the back of the palm, and I'm going to lift my upper body with my arms off the mat. So squeeze your bum, press your legs deeply in towards the mat. The legs are not going to lift off. Ready? Everyone, lift up. Every top, upper body, sink it back down. Lift up again. Bring it down. That's it. Keep going. So what we're trying to do is to work the muscles on your upper back. Keep going. So a lot of times when we work out, especially when it comes to exercises that contract the muscles, a lot of times people want to work the front of the body, the abs, purely for aesthetic reasons, to create that six-pack maybe, or that line down the side of your abdominals. But you need to work both ways, okay? So if you keep working your front part of the body, which is your abs, you have to also work the back. And then that creates a good posture as well. And a strong back actually looks really good as well. Now lifting up, hold it there. This time, extend arms forward like Superman. Lift the thighs off the mat. Okay? From here, start to pedal arms and legs like you're swimming. Keep going. I won't be doing it because it's hard for me to speak when I'm doing that. So as you're laying down, keep going, keep going. I'm going to count down in 8, in 7, keep going, 6, 5. Last 4, a little faster with your arms and legs. Both arms and legs are super straight. In 2. Last 1. Release everything. Push back into child's pose, which looks like this. Extending your hands forward. Take a breath in through your nose. Then as you exhale, come up into tabletop position. Stay here. All 10 fingers spread out wide. Okay, heels with your palms underneath your shoulders. Puff the shoulders. Now, watch my upper back here very carefully, okay? With your elbows straight, melt your heart in between your biceps. Then push against your palms to lift your heart away from the mat. Then melt your heart down again towards the mat. Then push, rounding. So you keep creating a depression in between the shoulder blades. Then you're puffing the shoulders. Keep going like this. Last 1. So I want you to melt your heart down. Then puff the shoulders. Keep the shoulders puffed, almost as if there's a candle underneath the chest that is placed right in between your thumbs. And if you go too low, right, you're going to feel the heat of the candle itself. So move your chest away from the candle. Get ready. Straighten the right leg. Hold it there. If you can, tuck your left toes under first. Find stability. Then left fingers reaches forward. Ready? 5 times. Knee and elbow to touch. Crunch it in. Then extend. So your abdominals are starting to work right now. Crunch it in. So I want you to round the spine. Don't simply allow the knees and elbow to touch. I want the spine to round, chin coming closer towards the knee. Then extend. You got 2 more here. If you're losing balance, place your left palm down. Just draw your right knee in like what I'm doing. Last 1, knee and elbow to touch, or only the right knee in towards the chest. Stay there for 4. Can you round the spine? Can you puff the shoulders more? Last 2 counts. 1 more time. Stretch the right leg out again. If your left palm is still lifted up, place your left palm down onto the mat. Left tiptoes, send it on the outside of the mat. Reach your right hand up. Remember side plank that we did? Same thing. Stack the right shoulder over left. As much as you can, right hip over the left hip. Stay here, then reaching right fingers by the side of your ear. Right bicep by the side of your ear. Reaching right fingers to the top of the mat. 5 times, knee and elbow to touch. Side crunch. Let's go. Crunch it in. Extension. 4 more. That's it. 3 here. Last 2. 1 more. Come back into extension first. Place the palm down, tabletop position. Left leg stretches out. Tuck your right toes under. Level the hips. So if you're facing your hips like me, towards the left, lower the left hip down so that your hips are pointing down towards the mat. Then if you can, starting to reach your right fingers forward. Ready? Knee and elbow round the spine. 5. Again, if you find that balance is kind of tricky today, right palm can come down, so you're moving only your left knee in towards your chest, then focus on really squeezing your abs in because we're crunching in already. 2 more times. Then when you reach nice and long, energetic. Right bicep beside the ear. Last 1, hold it there. For 4, for 3, for 2. Last 1, stretch the left leg back, right palm down. Right toes on the outside, left fingers reaches up. We're facing towards the left side of the mat this time round. So we're reaching left fingers brightly up. Get ready, left fingers towards the top of the mat. 5 times, side crunches, let's go. 5, extend. Last 4, extend, maybe point the toes, lift the left leg higher. 3, good. 2 more times. Last 1. Back into tabletop position, both palm and knee down. Then you're going to sit on your bum, sweep your legs towards the top of the mat. Let's lay ourselves down in a while, okay? Just turning on my mic to the front so I don't lie on it. Slowly lay yourself down, hands behind the head. Ready? Nose to chest, curling yourself up. We don't have much time already, so please stay with me, just curling yourself up and down. If you can, come onto tiptoes. This is your last 1 minute only. Really, 1 minute only, okay? Just to create a little bit more of an abdominal burn. Now, you either stay here or increase the level by taking 1 leg up at each time. So right knee towards your nose, tap the toes down. Left knee towards your nose, tap the toes down. Keep going like this. Yeah, that's it. Great work. Last 2. Now for the final part, if you can, both legs up towards your nose, then halfway down into a C-shaped crunch. So everything up, everything halfway down. If you find that this is too much for you, stick with the previous option. Both feet flat onto the mat, just curling your shoulders off the mat. Or you can lift alternating knees towards your nose as you curl yourself up. So many options for you to choose from. Choose one that serves you, that gives you a little bit more because we got only 20 seconds left. Last 5, that's it. In 4. Go a little higher. In 3. 2 more times, curling a little higher. That's it. Now 1 more. Curl up, hold it there, then slowly right foot down, left foot down, rest. Hands by the side of your hips. Oh, I'm almost off the mat already. Just starting to step your feet mat width apart, maybe hands slightly wider, and windshield wiper, knees, right, left, right, left. So here's the part where we start to stretch and cool down. Time passes, right? Especially in a 45-minute class. So just, like someone once asked me what makes me work out every week. It's about being accountable. If you want to make a change to your body, then please be accountable, be consistent. Even if you were to come on to the class and you do only half an hour, that's better than not even turning up at all. So I'm sure half an hour within 7 days is very, very doable. And of course, for some of you, this could be one of the many exercises that you do. So well done. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. If there's anything you'd like to see in class, you're welcome to type it in the comments. I hope I do see it. Just tag me. My name is Felicia, Kaw, K-A-W. And hopefully it sends me a reminder that someone has commented. The next time your knees drop towards your right, just stay on your right. Then stacking your right heel on your left knee to weigh the left knee down. We won't be here for too long, okay? This is a supine twist. I love this supine twist, especially with the heel stacked up. But if you find that this doesn't work for you, you don't have to stack the right heel on the left knee, okay? Okay, release the foot. Come back up towards the middle first. Take a couple of windshield wipers. And the next time your knees drop over to the left, you're going to stay on the left. And then only if you like to, left heel stacked onto the right. So ideally, because I was facing towards my left shoulder, I should be facing towards my right. But I'm going to face you because this is where the camera is. But you don't have to, okay? You can always face towards your right shoulder with your left knee pointing towards the left side of the mat. Just a couple more breaths here. I'm going to fall asleep here. But sometimes you notice if you work very hard, and then when it comes to the resting phase, you can almost like just take a snooze. It's actually a really good sign. Release the foot away from that top kneecap. Come back towards the middle. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice hug. That's it. Okay, left foot down, right foot down, and slowly pick yourself all the way up. You're going to start off with a straddle first, so legs straight, feet flex. If you're already struggling to sit up tall, that means you're kind of like going to roll back. Hands behind to push against the ground behind you. Just do this, that's all. That's all you need to do. There is no need to go anywhere else, okay? Friends who want to go for more, hands right in front, then you're just going to crawl your way down. Almost as if you're trying to pancake your entire spine down. We're going to stay there just for a few moments, just starting to notice your breath. Flex the feet if you can, so toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Stay here. Can you feel that hamstring stretch right behind your thigh? Feeling a little tight there? Yeah. Stay here in 3, in 2, last one. Push yourself up, come into a cross-legged position. If you want to take a few more stretches, since you're already on the mat, please go ahead do so. Hopefully by now you would know quite a few stretches from all the classes that you've attended with me. If not, let's end the class with 3 breaths. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Last 2, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale. This is your final one here. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale. Well done, guys. Thank you so much for joining me every Sunday. I will see you next week on Sunday again at 11 a.m. Till then, please take care and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you. Was it?